Alright, I don't know if I started streaming or not. This thing is very confusing.
I'll check the YouTube.
Okay.
Scheduled for right now.
Yes. Has it started? Oh, it started. Hey! Alright. I don't know if the quality of the audio is any good though, but I guess we'll figure that out eventually. Yes. Actually, I should have tested this microphone before because it is relatively new, I guess, and I haven't tested it for streaming yet, so it could be that it is very quiet. But yes. So we are gonna be playing the funny. We're gonna be playing the funny game that I've been spamming about on my Discord for like quite a while actually. And we're gonna start a new city in it because why not? Yeah, in theory this should be kind of inspired by Dutch city planning, but I really have not much of an idea how it actually looks like, so I use the inspiration word very loosely when it comes to that. Actually, let me open the thing on my phone, the YouTube app. You see, this is all very professional, as everyone should come to expect already from my channel. Do I have the chat live? I do have the chat live. Cool. All right. Well, we have this low area. I made sure to flatten everything so I don't have an issue. So, I mean, okay, it's not exactly flat, but this part is flat, and then you have a second part that is flat. As far as I understand it, it's mostly that there's a dike, and then there's like what's it called, a winter dike, because the waters go a little bit higher, so you have like 2 tiers of it. But I'm just kind of gonna take a little bit of liberties and still build in here. Yeah, that's usually why this part would be lower than the other part. France, goodbye. What do you mean France? It's a mage. I highly doubt the architecture changes that much between 2 countries, but SMH. Okay, so to begin with, we're obviously just gonna build a couple of small parts of the city, small in quotation marks suburban areas, and I already have a highway here. I kind of want to test having the highway underground, which is something I saw in Amsterdam in a couple of parts of it, where the highway just goes underground. So I kind of want to test with that a little bit until eventually we finish like here or something, because then the height difference would be a little bit too great for you to have the highway go underground. And so it just goes overground here again. I also saw a couple of ideas on the interwebs about how to do interchanges that like are open space. So essentially you just have a rectangle here that is open, and then you can kind of see the entry and exit of vehicles underground. It's kind of cool. I hope I can show that eventually. I don't know. I haven't really planned greatly for this. So I'm kind of lost in what to do, but we'll go and see what I can do, because obviously I've been doing nothing but playing this game recently, so I'm sure I can figure something out. Anyway, let's start by extending this highway. I obviously have infinite money because it's boring to play otherwise. I mean, game is way too easy for you to not play with infinite money. Okay, we built this here, and then we're gonna use the multi-tool thingy. Oh, shift, there we go. And then we're gonna build a road that is parallel to this, so it doesn't look off. We do this, boop. We could move the road a little bit more to the side or a little bit closer. Let's do this. And then let's change this real quick. so it's a little bit better aligned. And then we can play around a little bit with these entries and exits for, I guess those are 2 exits to the highway itself. Oh, I didn't build, cool. Well, that's even better because then we can just select the edge and then go here instead. Probably have to select this node because it is the start of the tunnel. Move a little bit to the side. And that should be a perfect parallel. Good. All right, let's change this up a little bit. What I like to do is play a little bit with road mathematics. So essentially just having the exact amount of lanes that I actually need. So I already started with here, you know, you have a lane that you can go in if you need to. It's not really perfect. I kind of hate how it looks like, but yeah. You just have a lane that you can enter here and then you can exit the highway. I really like to play around with that just because I think it looks a little bit better. So let's do that. Let's have... Ideally I want a 2-lane highway. But I could have the merge here and then still have a 3-lane highway. Although what I could do as well is force it to be, I don't know what's underground, force it to be a 2-lane highway here and then extend it to a 3-lane highway and then have exactly the same here, because why not? This could be a little bit higher. Let's use the move it tool and have it go a little bit higher. Perfect. All right, now we just need to do this and then do this and then play around a little bit with the nodes to make sure that it doesn't look weird. Boop. All right, that looks very sharp actually. We could smooth this out a little bit. Okay. It's not the most entertaining stuff really, but it's just the initial stuff that you end up doing. And now I think it's not as sharp anymore. If we go do this. It's pretty steep. Okay, I think it's fine. Let's not waste too much time with this. I mean, who cares ultimately? It's very steep, it's kind of sharp, but... Are you infinite money? I fucking wish I had infinite money. I mean, in the game, yeah, for sure. But, pretty nice to have it in real life as well, right? Okay, so let's just expand the highway. You don't want the highway to have too much of a curve, because obviously cars are going to go on a very fast speed. I think that's acceptable, really. Let's go here. And let's have it go over ground here now. Okay, cool. So let's have it run parallel as well to the lane that goes back. Mod, there's creative mode. What do you mean? There's creative mode in City Skylines. I would have figured it is the... I think there's an easier way to do this. I would have figured that it's infinite money that's creative mode, because then you just do whatever you want. Okay, it also looks kind of wonky. I do not like that. Okay, good. Let's try this again. And let's just have it run parallel manually. I think we can just go with a straight here. And then the tunnel go up. Cool, that looks good. Alright, let's do the same here. I think I kind of just went straight here. Could also just use the move it mod and make it look straight or parallel that way. Okay, that's small details. That's fine. All right, and now it just goes straight. And then it goes up again. And we just changed the direction and it should be a functional highway. Cool. So now, obviously, it doesn't really have an end here. what a lot of, I mean, I'm thinking in terms of Dutch cities, the first thing I think about is a roundabout, because obviously why not? But I could also just have it go this way and then finish up here. But for now, let's just top it off with a little roundabout. Let's go like here, boop, boop. And then what I want to do is I have the roundabout maker tool. So I kind of don't like how the height difference looks here. I could just have this node get this height and then smoothing out the slope here. Still a very steep slope. Anything else I could do? I see the problem, I think. Okay, now it's not as steep anymore, and then we have this node go up, and this node also go up. Now they should be roughly the same size, and or height is rather. Oh, actually, I want this to go down. Okay, let's just leave it like that. Let's not waste too much time with this. The pedestrian elevator. I'm pretty sure I have the pedestrian elevator. Elevator. Oh, I have it installed somewhere. Yeah, I do like the props elevator. Elevated. Okay, that's not it. Yeah, I have some of these props. Okay. Just quickly do this. Now this is stuck here. Go away. How about that? Let's go for electric again. Hopefully that fixes it if I just select it and then unselected. Nope. Alt tab? Nope. I love city skylines. What if I select something else? Nope. Select this? Nope. Oh my god, I love this. It's great. Ah, there we go. Went away. Okay. So since I have the roundabout mod, I can just create a simple roundabout like this. This really bothers me. I'm sorry, I really need to do this, otherwise I get a little bit angry. Let's go underground. Let's use the move it tool. Let's have it go a little bit under. It looks a little bit wonky underground. I think that's fine. It's just the overground part that is important to me. Okay, perfect. That should be roughly the same height. Okay, so I can do that and then create a roundabout. Let's use this road. And then let's plop it up here. And you can see the ground, the ground is kind of wonky because this is not perfectly flat, but once we move here, it's a little bit easier to work with that. But I think for now, that's fine. I would actually like the road to be... Oh, actually, I could move this highway forward and then just have it here. You know, that's usually why you should plan the stuff ahead. I think that's fine. I can just move it out, or maybe do this. Select these nodes. Control H onto this. Okay. So it doesn't look ideal, but we can play around a little bit with the terrain. Let's decrease this. Doop, doop. That's, I don't know why I did that. What I really wanted to do was this, and just have it look a little bit better. Much better. Okay. This actually looks pretty acceptable. One thing we can do for my own sake is just say, okay, we want to lower these two. And now it looks like it's just a straight line. Perfect. Okay. Now let's actually build a roundabout. I love this. Okay, so what I like doing also is just adding a node here and a node here. And then deleting this and removing the node here. The reason why I like doing that is because then I can select this road and unselect this and do this. Just force it to stick to the ground for now. And so you have the roundabout road for entry and exit be a little bit more curved. Obviously it's a little bit better because then the driver doesn't have to turn as much. Ideally I would have liked it to be a little bit further to the sides, but I think that's completely fine in my eyes. Yeah. So about this, we're gonna lose one of these roads eventually. I don't know if that's ideal for a driver. Obviously not ideal to have actually a bike lane here, but we can figure something out, like having a bicycle lane that goes here and then. Yeah, we'll figure it out. Let's not worry about that for now. But let's actually start with building the city. So that's the end of the highway. We obviously will have to have entry and exit ramps eventually. So I'm thinking, should I start building the city here at the bottom since I already have this exit? Or do I worry about it here and then build the entries and exits or and whatnot? I know that in the Netherlands, often like these roads go above ground, like actually as a bridge, but above the regular roads. But in this case, it's a little bit special, so I have to think about this. Let's just start with building here. Let's not think too hard, actually. Just YOLO it. I think that's fine. So I have two alternatives. I could just build a road like this, which is a big 2-lane road. That's not really a problem. Or I could build a road like here, where you have two separate roads going each direction. And I think ultimately both options are fine. But what I like to do is obviously have these two roads going each direction, but also because this is the entry and exit to the highway, I like to just split it up in one roundabout here, one roundabout here, and then potentially one roundabout here, because then it just splits it and then not all traffic just goes directly into one roundabout. I kind of slow the traffic down, and from my experience that has managed to calm traffic down a lot. So I like doing that. I probably will add a node here and a node here to do exactly what I did before. The reason I also do this is because otherwise the roundabout just looks incredibly bad. I don't want to, okay, actually could just replicate it real quick by just doing this. And then let's build a node here, node here. It just looks incredibly weird. So in my eyes, it's good to just not do that and have the nodes added, because then you can, these nodes are way too close together. Yeah, okay, let's separate the nodes a little bit. I do want a little bit of distance between this entry point and this exit point. But I don't think I can do that in an ideal way. It doesn't make the roundabout look incredibly weird. Oh, I know what I could do. Hang on. Do a node here and a node here. Should be roughly symmetrical. Remove this here. Yeah, that looks fine to me. And then build a road like here. Boop. Then let's just have it roughly the same. Do you want it to be straight rather than curved like here? So let's try and use move it to make that happen. Okay, it's straight now. Perfect. Okay, it doesn't look perfect though. It's off the symmetry charts. I don't know if that means anything, but whatever. Just play around with it a little bit. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look perfect, but I think that's good enough. Okay, and then let's have another roundabout exactly the same way I did before. So ideally what I want, just so you guys have a concept of how all of this should look at the end and why I'm taking my sweet time doing this. Let's just expand this a little bit. So have the roundabout be a little bit further up. So what I'll be trying to do is just essentially replicate, as far as I understand, the row houses, low suburban houses from the early 1950s. Because as far as I understand it, a lot of the red brick houses that you see in the Netherlands sometimes are from that part of history where there was a big housing shortage for obvious reasons. And they just built as many as they could in small roads, and you have essentially just neighborhoods that are disconnected from each other. So for you to go from one neighborhood to another, you would have to take the main road, and so you just have a beautiful road hierarchy. What they essentially just mean is, quickly said, you have, obviously it's curved and all that, but you have this, and then you have a bigger road that would exist here, and then there's a neighborhood right here. And for you to go from A to B, obviously there's more distance, but for you to go from A to B, you would have to take this main road and then go in here as well. That usually just reduces the traffic inside of the neighborhoods and make the neighborhoods go be a little bit quieter, because it just disencourages regional traffic to go into the neighborhoods, because you're not really gaining anything by entering this if you don't actually want to be in here. So that's the goal right now, is to start building up these neighborhoods. I also have the assets for it, the classic red brick houses and all the roads that go with that. Okay, so let's quickly do this again. That's not really symmetrical. But yeah, I mean, the city planning in the Netherlands seems to be pretty nice so far from what I saw, even just not just looking up stuff for city skylines or seeing people build shit in city skylines. It just looks incredibly green compared to Germany. Like, it's really nice. And a lot of bike lanes. The thing that surprises me is that there's so many bike lanes, like so many bike lanes. Also so many areas to just walk around. Obviously Germany also had that, but not to the extent that the Netherlands does in the slightest. I just want to decorate the main road or the main roundabout, but I'm probably not gonna do that for every single roundabout. But let me remove the pedestrian areas from everything, considering that this is a roundabout that is supposed to enter the highway. You probably don't want pedestrians walking around here too much. But yeah, I kind of like decorating the stuff and just making sure that the bike lanes continue. It's something that I started to do a little bit ago, and I just love doing it. I don't know why. I just think it looks amazing when you actually make the roundabouts look somewhat what they should look like in real life. Obviously, ideally for roundabouts in the Netherlands, you would have the bike lanes going this through here, and then it's just an entire bike lane around the roundabout itself. That's not really possible to do in the game, as far as me being able to do it. I'm sure there's people that can do it, but it's just outside of my scope and time. So just quickly tend to do this, and then I have a template saved right here. I think it's this one. Oh, nice. Is it this one? Nope. I think it is this one. It's just kind of playing up. Sometimes you have to play around with the nodes and then it pops up. Exactly. Yeah, so let's do that for everything. This just makes sure that the ends are straight. It's kind of like more how it looks like compared to this. And then you can also have these really nice bike lanes. I really like them. I don't know why. Something else I noticed as well is that they have these dashed lines all around the roundabout. I never really noticed if we had that in Germany as well, but it's just a neat detail that I picked up, so I like doing that. Decorating is also a really big part of the game that I like doing. I just like making things look pretty rather than just building the biggest city possible. Which is honestly a problem I have with this game. It's not that the game is bad, it's more that I just try to build the biggest city possible. So I'll start with a very small suburban area and then just build high density housing everywhere. So usually I have cities that have 200,000 inhabitants, 300,000 inhabitants, but I just don't like how they look like because everything is just high density and you don't have the small villages and the small suburban areas that you would expect a city to have, which is really unfortunate, but it is what it is. Boop. Okay, so it's just something that I hope to while streaming I can avoid doing that because I do want it to look kind of pretty. Also, I'm still very surprised by how well Dutch people speak English, and I'll never get over it. Like, I was in the central station, and there was a woman asking for money, not for services, obviously. Don't go there. But she was asking for money because, like, oh, apparently you need to pay $10 to go to a shelter in the city, blah blah. It's obviously not true, but she started by saying that in Dutch, and I was like, oh, I don't speak Dutch, and I was just hoping that would dissuade her, because usually that would happen in Germany if someone does that and you say, hey, I don't know English, they tend to walk away because they themselves don't know English. But she was able to like talk to me in perfect English, which was just hilarious to me. It's like, huh, that's interesting. So yeah, but anywhere you go, people just speak perfect English. It's like weird. They also don't translate their movies or like dub their movies, which is cool because you go to like a movie theater or something, you know you're not gonna have any issues with understanding the movie because it's not gonna be in Dutch, it's gonna be in English. But at the same time, it's like I do want to learn the language, so if the movies are not in Dutch, then I can't fucking learn it. Because that's how I usually would learn English, is just by watching stuff in English. Yeah, but I mean, I can always just watch the Dutch series themselves, and that should work as well. But I wanted to watch Mindhunters in Dutch because I kind of have the entire Mindhunter series already memorized, and it's like a lot easier for me to just it's a lot easier for me to know what they're talking about and just try to memorize a couple of words, phrases, and try to go from there if I already know what is being discussed. Compared to if it is a Dutch series, then I don't really know what they're talking about because I haven't watched it before. English jump scare, exactly. That was so like in my head I was like, damn, you speak English? I mean, that's very impressive. Because compared to Germany, no one really speaks English there. I mean, granted, the younger generation will know it better than the older one, but having been, I obviously didn't grow up in Germany, but my later years were in Germany. So my last couple of years of school, I finished my education in Germany, and I could really see the level of English that was being taught. And it's like, people were essentially just learning how to memorize scripts. Cool. I went through all this trouble just to do it again. But yeah, they were essentially just trying to memorize scripts, and they didn't really know English. It was more of a, oh, if I ever want to buy ice cream, then I probably can do it. But other than that, if you ever had to actually give like accurate descriptions to people, it was very difficult for the German students. Yeah, compared to the Netherlands, it's like everyone speaks English here. Also makes it very easy for people to not have to learn the language, which is interesting, I guess. I do want to learn the language. I do want to get the citizenship at some point just because I really like it here. But yeah, it makes it very easy for people to just not have to learn the language, which is also something interesting, because in Germany, maybe if you go to a big city, you could potentially survive in English, but you definitely could not do that if you were in a small village. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Also, a lot of things are kind of different here when it comes to like health insurance and all that. Which is something that I had to kind of learn how it works, but ultimately I actually received money from the government because of the health insurance, so I like that. I really don't actually have to pay for health insurance yet, so that is a good thing in my eyes. You always want to make sure, so just to quickly go over why I do this. Roundabouts get very messy sometimes if you allow the second lane to go to the right and forward, and straight. Because everyone that is going straight, they kind of just want to stay in the outer lane. So you will just end up with a deadlock, especially if it is a roundabout that is a highway exit and entry point where you expect a lot of traffic to come. Can be pretty problematic. All right, let's actually start with doing the city now, because I have one roundabout that is to this side. Now we're gonna build a second roundabout, and then we're gonna start just building all of the little suburban neighborhoods. I'm not going to strictly follow the 1950s architecture just because I, one, don't fucking exactly know how it works and looks like, and two, because I also want to decorate it. So I also want to have areas in the middle where everyone meets together and all of that. Yeah. Oh yeah, let's do the nodes again. I just add nodes because otherwise it breaks the roundabout. And I'm gonna start to become lazy now. I'm not gonna do these separate roads anymore. I'm just gonna do the big road, the big fat road. And that should be good enough for us. It doesn't look too symmetrical, but I think if I just pull the node here, and then a little bit of the node here, and then again here, and then make this straight. Cool. Very exciting gameplay, by the way. This is the peak of gaming right here. So let's just do a just do a straight line here. Why not? Fuck it. Let's start to do the smaller roads. So what I like to do is usually use either this road that has a low grass separation here, or this road that doesn't have anything. I think both are completely fine, but the grass one looks a little bit better. So I typically use that to be the main, in quotation marks, road of the neighborhood. And then for the side roads, I either use the roads that have parking lots on the side, or I use these brick roads or the residential streets, whichever looks best in the situation. But yeah, usually I start with this. So let's just pull a line here, and then we think about this. So usually, as far as I understand it, or as far as I saw it, you don't really have grids. You sort of have grids, but usually these roads are always going to be a little bit more curved, a little bit more inspired, rather than just a straight line that goes in grids everywhere like in America. So what we'll want to do is pull this down, pull this down, then pull. Actually, we want these roads to be a little bit bigger, so let's do that. So like this, and gradually the size of the roads are gonna become smaller. Actually, I do want a park here. So let's give ourselves space by making it a little bit smaller. And then just having a low park here. So essentially what I want is just to have a space where people can meet together without actually having to leave the neighborhood, if that makes sense. So it kind of cooled the sacks. I mean, we could close these gaps together. Actually, we will do that. And then it doesn't cool the sack. Cool. Let's have these low residential roads here. Actually, I think parking lot. Yeah, the roads with the parking lots would look better for this. Sure. And then you have these roads without the parking lots serving as, in quotation marks, the main roads for the neighborhood itself. Okay, cool. So now we're gonna give it a district, and district will have a theme. I use theme manager, I think it's called, for this, and we can just quickly check whether or not this is the right one that I want. I only want high and low density, so none. Boop, boop, select this. I could have these as well in my pack. I think that's completely fine. Very exhilarating gameplay, I know. I don't think I want any of these. Nope. Okay, I think I already did this once, and I checked whether or not they were good, so I'm just gonna, oh, actually, I do want these. I think I installed them recently. So essentially what I'm doing right now is just selecting the right themes that I think would fit with, not this one, I think these look kind of ugly, but just essentially the themes that would fit with the city itself. So I'm gonna mix a little bit with high density and low density areas, just to make sure that it's not a bland one house or one type of house neighborhood, because obviously that also looks kind of boring, and that's not the goal. Although, yes, neighborhoods do look kind of boring. I'm gonna deselect these because Zagreb, I mean, we're not in, I think Zagreb is Croatia, right? We're not in Croatia. Okay, cool. So, where's your M1 Garant? I didn't bring it with me. Sam is kind of upset that I didn't do that, but I didn't bring it with me because I don't know how about the legalities of having it here in the Netherlands. Eventually I'll have to talk to the police here and see whether or not I can bring the Garant with me. Probably shouldn't be an issue because I'm just gonna leave it in my room anyway. Yes, I'm really sorry, I can't do the ping that I usually love doing. Which is very upsetting. Like, very, very upsetting. Okay, yeah, I think the theme is completely fine. So with the theme selected, we can start by allowing houses to grow Considering it's just row houses anyway, I think I can just select all of these without feeling guilty about it. One thing that I did forget is that I will eventually need water treatment facilities. So let's expand this, and I think I'm just gonna have all the water treatment facilities on this little island here. I think that's fine, and then eventually I can just move it if I really need it. But to begin with, it's more than enough, I would figure. So let's build enough to not have to worry about it. Let's build another water pump. Let's connect everything neatly together. And let's meet at the center. Boop. Is this connected? I think so. Let's just go here. Pull it to the side. I know it's not ideal. Usually they go under the road, but I'm taking some creative liberties. Just to make sure that we have some water. Then we also will need to take care of our energy. It's not perfectly under the road, but do I care? Not really. And then we also have to take care of our electricity. Which, luckily enough, this is a very high... It's a very windy zone, if that makes sense. And then we use the underground water. You can just pull like this and then do the underground electricity stuff. Because I prefer to have the electricity go underground rather than overground. Okay, cool. Let's have... I did install a couple of mods that have crematoriums and funeral houses. I am curious about them because I haven't used them yet. So this one would give me 100 hearses. So this is really the center of it. Cool. It's the only crematorium I'm really gonna need, which is good. There's a pharmacy here, and I also installed the Den Haag hospital. I think it's inspired in that, but I don't know. I know I installed something in the direction. But yeah, you have a big hospital here. We're gonna eventually put this in a better position, but I just want to get it out of the way right now. We also have a fire station and a police thing. Again, we're gonna put it in a better place eventually, but for now, let's just have it placed down and have it taking care of our needs. So let's use prop anarchy and let's put one of these things below the road. Okay, I don't remember allowing these types of houses. Did the theme manager just break, or have I not selected it? Oh, I didn't select anything. That's why. Okay. Okay. What's the difference between the Dutch row houses and the other one? I don't know. Alright, let's just break this up. I want the houses to look somewhat good. Hi, Leon. Okay, this is our first lobe neighborhood. So for the detailing part, because I obviously want to detail this a little bit, let's use... I think this road would be good enough. Let's just make sure that... cyclists can continue cycling once they hit the end of the road, because I don't want them to just have to go all the way around here. This is not really convenient for cyclists if they have to, if they start from here and then they have to cycle all the way here. It's just kind of annoying. It's good for them to just be able to go through here. So this road is kind of dirty. Someone did some really bad things on it. So let's expand this. Make it look somewhat good. I can't really find a way to make this look good, unfortunately. At least I haven't been able to so far. So let's just kind of put it half-assed there. And let's hope that the normal road looks kind of better than that. And it's not so dirty. This road is also incredibly dirty. Okay, let's just use this road instead. It looks much nicer. Alright. Actually, how about this? Okay, it looks just terrible. Okay. We're gonna put a park here. A little park for people to hang around. So a couple of assets that I like to use for parks. Oh, actually, I have a new mod that shuffles everything up. Oh yeah, the underground elevator there that we were talking about earlier. But I have a new mod that is to find stuff, so everything is reshuffled here. Ay. What is this? It's kind of nice. So I have to find out where the stuff that I like to use is, and then we can actually use it. So there's a little park that I like to use sometimes. The problem is it has walls. So I don't know if it's really good to have a park like this here, because I want a park that is open. Looks like the average sidewalk in Seattle. This is horrible. What the fuck is this? Like, look at this sidewalk. It's all dirty. It's terrible. I don't know if I want the park that has the closed walls. I think I want a park that is open so I can expand it. Like where is it? I think this is an open park. Oh, this is a thoughtful spot. Where's the goddamn park? It's a park with trees. This is vanilla, but it's not the one I'm looking for. Okay. I have to find it eventually, right? Wink wink. Tennis club. Ooh, I could put a tennis club here, but usually, from what I noticed at least, here people or cities will put all the like football stadiums and whatnot in one singular spot and just plop it there. And they will say, okay, we have 5 football fields now on one spot, and that should cover the entire city. So they don't really spread it out, at least from what I observed. Okay. I need to find out where the shit is, because the stuff that I usually use is not, it's not where it's supposed to be. You know what? Let's not worry about it too much. Let's just select the park that I think looks good, and then we can move on from there. I don't think we have to worry about it too much or look around for it too much. Let's see. Does it have, okay, it has dirt paths, so that's perfect. Let's select our little dirty road. I don't know why I said like that, whatever. And let's have it come around a little bit here. Okay, I think that's, if we just go here, I think that's fine. And have it cross here. Okay. It's not symmetrical. Is it the end of the world? Kinda. Let's just make sure that it looks somewhat better. It looks really bad, doesn't it? It looks really bad. Let's just forget it. Let's just have it like this. And let's have another park. How about that? I didn't really put much thought into it. I really should have put more thought into it. We could put a little pond. It wouldn't fit here. Okay, it's fine. Sidewalk cafes. That could work for like here. Oh, it's empty. Okay, acid is broken. Oops. But I know there's like a sidewalk thing that is really nice. It's a really nice asset that I like to use. Like these things. This looks pretty nice. I mean, especially if you put it like in a city center, like the thumbnail. It's really nice to have them here. In this case, they don't really work though, so that is kind of unfortunate. Another thing that I could do is just fill these areas here with houses or anything like that, and just have this little area for parks and whatnot. We obviously are going to add a couple of trees, and when not, I also installed a couple of new mods that should have some really nice bushes. Should we use the line tool? Let's just, or the line tool, not the line A tool. Can obsess with move it. Just have the line tool so we can do some. Let's activate prop anarchy. Let's reduce the spacing a little bit more. And then just do this. And I hope that once I zoom out, it works. Yeah, this looks kind of off, but other than that, I think it's completely fine. Let's add a couple of trees as well. Just make sure that we have a couple of trees on the side. This tree doesn't really fit here. Does this tree fit? This tree fits. Because obviously when you're walking, you want a little bit of shadow. You don't want to just walk in the sun. It's not really ideal, is it? So a little bit of shadow, I think, is perfectly fine. And even desired, not just perfectly fine. Okay, so at least that also isolates a little bit of the road from the neighborhood. So I mean, obviously when I zoom out it looks kind of weird, but when I'm here, you know, you see the tree, you see a little bit of the park. We can also add some things here, and you're not gonna really see all the traffic and be bothered by it. I think that's a really cool thing. All right, so we could have a path here that leads to the park, and then another path here that just has, I don't know, gazebos or anything like that. I think that could also be really nice. So let's just experiment with that. Maybe even have a normal road right here. And then, actually, I have an idea. Just have one road that, or one path that goes this way. Let's see. Okay. Okay. And have it finish here. And then move the tree a little bit. That's fine. That's fine. And then let's have a gazebo tree here. Or something that we can put on the side. This Duckstad from Donald Duck? Yes. Yes, it is. It was actually Samantha's idea to name it Duckstad. Because that's the one city from Donald Duck. And I just think it's such a good name. Like, it's such a good name. It's beautiful. Actually, would this asset fit? No, obviously it wouldn't fit here. It's a 2x2 area. I was thinking about maybe adding, oh, it would fit. Okay, this wouldn't fit, this wouldn't fit. Maybe putting a kindergarten here or something like that. That could be really good. Like here. Okay, that's nice. And then just having the little path around here and then having a couple of playgrounds. Or things for children to play with. Oh, I don't have the thing that searches for stuff. I don't have the find it tool. Oh, that's really annoying. Because then I can't search for assets. Well, in theory, I can just do this. Playground. That's not assets. God damn it. Oh, I removed the find it tool. Oh. I removed the find it tool not long ago. So that's kinda annoying that I don't have the ability to find assets anymore. Also just have it finish here. Yeah, let me try something. Like this, and just have a tree here, here. Okay, I think that's good, and then we can have another path here. Yeah, I wanted to find an asset for playgrounds, like little individual thingies. I think I can still probably go here and find a prop for it, and just have a couple of playgrounds here. Just build it out. I could also paint the ground to have concrete. Oh, it looks so ugly. Holy shit. Okay, let's not do that. It's actually gonna be accurate? No. You know, what I've thought about is maybe, this is a big maybe, including a duck, like a huge rubber duck in the middle of the city. That's one thing I did think about, but I'm not completely sure about that yet. But I think it actually sounds sick, so I probably will do it. Okay, is there anything else they could add? Like sandbox here. I think we could add a sandbox here and one of these things here. Boop. Boop. And then anything else we could add. So many assets here. I don't think I'm gonna go through all the props, but I think the initial ones are good. And then just have a swing or something. I think that should be enough. Okay, so we have a little kindergarten here. Doesn't look the best, but I think that's fine. I think that's perfectly fine. Okay, let's see how the houses look like. So you have this huge house here for no fucking reason. Probably can't replace that, but yeah, you have a lot of row houses from the 50s. Let's just fill this entire area just with row houses. And then let's start expanding the rest of the city before we go on a wild tangent and start to landscape everything. I think this part is completely fine. I'm gonna eventually also fill this area. I could actually build something here. Like maybe a couple of... Oh, actually, you know what could be good here? Is a high-rise building. That just sounded so American for no reason, but a couple of high-rise buildings here. So I have a little bit of a mixed use, or not mixed use, but a little bit of a mix here. So it's not just row houses after row houses. I might not have a lot any high density buildings in here in this district because of the theme manager, but we'll see eventually. Maybe there's just no demand for it right now. Okay, let's continue expanding. We probably could also have a road going this way and just kind of mimic this. Looks good already? Nice. That's good. I hate how the render distance is so low. I'm gonna eventually look into how to change that, but kind of have to zoom in for it to look like it's supposed to look like. But yeah. Okay. So let's just... I don't want to do exactly the same thing, so what I might do, since you already have a kind of a big park here, is just go and push it this way. Boop, go down. And then kind of go like this. I don't know where I'm going yet. This looks absolutely vile. This looks absolutely terrible. I don't know what I did there. But I can do a big circle here again. No, this looks terrible. Let's cancel that. We could also just go with a triangle, because why not? Maybe even this. And then go with a straight line here. Okay, I think that could be a good concept. And then just make sure that I maximize the amount of space that I have to build. That should do the trick. And then do another one. I think this is one off, but I think that's fine. Okay, and then just have a little bit of space here to build whatever. We could also build a grocery store, actually. That could be fine. So let's build a, not a PetSmart, probably not a used car shop. Where is the Albert Heijn? I could just go to the unique buildings if I can't find it here and then turn it into a grocery store. I think that's also, that would also work. So parks and plazas, I go here, and I know I saw an Albert Heijn here. Here. Just have it here as a grocery store. And then turn it into a commercial area. Add local. Residential, no, I want it to be a commercial area. Low. Oh. Yep. Commercial, low. I'm just gonna say low, I don't know what the fuck this means. It's already level max, I don't care. Worker per home. Uneducated jobs, let's have 3. Actually, how many people would be working at any time? Like 6? It is an XXL, so 9. Then you need the managers, and then, I don't know, super manager. Okay, so this is now, it's not a grocery store. Save. Oh, save and apply changes. There we go. Now it's a grocery store. Let's also expand the water pipes. Real quick. And have them under the road as much as possible. Okay, cool. We could already start by putting the row houses down, and then perhaps also having a couple of high density residential areas here. Like this. Okay, cool. Let's also enable parking. One thing that I do when I play is enable realistic parking for TMP, I think it's called. I'm not too sure, but I think that's what it's called. And yeah, you usually need a lot of parking if you enable that option. So I tend to always let it open just because I think it's more fun. One thing to pay attention to in the Netherlands, there is a lot of underground parking rather than overground parking, as far as I saw. Or just in general, like, you know, multi-story parking. Hi. But multi-story parking, instead of just, you know, the asphalt jungle that is the US. So I did install a couple of assets that would allow me to do some underground parking, or allowed to build some underground parking, so you don't have concrete jungles like you would usually see in some parts of the US. Okay, so I think you don't have row houses for these specific specs. I think this is final, though I would prefer if we had a different looking high density house, like here, for example. This looks exactly like a house that I lived right next to, so I would just assume this is accurate. Yeah, like these look fine. The problem is they look very old style. Are you Dutch? No, I did move here, so that's what the title implies, like talking about the move. I did move here recently, so I've just been looking into this, and because I need to wait for my job to start, I have been doing nothing but playing City Skylines. And so I kind of have been putting a lot of hours just looking up how the infrastructure looks like in the Netherlands. And it just sounds so stupid when I say that. But it has been a lot of fun. Hey, listen, it has been a lot of fun doing this. So yeah, let's just extend the power a little bit here to have the recycling center have power. Obviously it's not going to stay here, but I need things to function for now, so that's just how it's going to be. That's just how it be. There's a little bit of shadow here on this side because of the buildings, but I probably just want to put a couple of trees here. So it looks, or you have a little bit shadow from both sides, not just from this one house. This looks very off. I kind of want to say it looks fine, but this looks very off. Let's just delete this. But yeah, like these high rises in quotation mark, high density houses, you probably wouldn't see here, I would imagine. You'd see more of this and less of this. Just, you know what, let's just select move it. And let's paste it like here. Oh, it's a little bit too forward. I think it's fine if I just move it here. It looks fine. And now you won't have the wrong type of house spawn in all the time. Wolf, why is scary? Is that my shorts from the Ready or Not stuff? Because I'm pretty sure I said that. Oh, I sound so stupid. Yeah, it is. She's very scary. Okay, that should fulfill a little bit of my commercial area, or my commercial demand rather, and we can just start to expand further. What I also want to do though is firstly remove prop anarchy, otherwise you have stuff like this happening. I also want to kind of remove these trees here because they have no correlation to the current environment. I do want to put more trees in between these houses, but I'll let the row houses first fill and then I'm gonna do that. Because otherwise you just see this empty jungle here. I don't like how the trees look like here. But I think this is also a low res tree pack, and that's why you don't see them from further away, because it is low poly. But you never know. Also this broke apparently, so I'm gonna do this real quick. Boop. Okay, that's fine. But yeah, this feels very empty. It should have a lot more green. But let's go a little bit further now. Let's push this a little bit up, and let's have a little bit of curvature, because I don't want everything to look flat and straight. Otherwise it would just be boring. The fun in this stuff is just to build roads that are curved and terrain that is not exactly flat. I think that's fun as fuck, but obviously in the Netherlands you don't really have a choice whether or not you want to build flat or not, because it's most likely just going to be a flat surface that you're going to be building on anyway. Okay, so let's have our next neighborhood. We could start thinking about maybe some office areas, maybe bus station. I know that the train line is here, so having a train that comes to this way and then moves this direction and then somewhere up here connects again, I think it could be a good idea as well, because you want this area to have a train station as well as this area, and then just have trains, metro, buses, maybe even trams. I know that trams are not as common anymore, but I just like building them. So just having a tram that goes from one station to another just to connect the city could be a good idea. So maybe just having the train station expand here, go over. It could also be perfect to have it here, because from what I know is a lot of the times the train tracks are actually going to be above ground, so elevated. So it would be a good idea to just have it maybe come at some angle here. I don't know yet, but we're gonna do that eventually. Why are you coming to the Netherlands for? Well, there's a person sitting behind me right now that had some influence in that. Oh, she's laughing now. And also just because I don't know, it's a cool country. You can speak English here. I like that. Obviously I want to learn the language really bad, but up until then it's a lot easier to just set yourself up in a country where people speak English and you can interact with them without being scared of just finding someone that doesn't know any English whatsoever and then you're lost. So yeah, it's also a good consideration in that. Was a pretty good run on Valley because of her. In my second run, I was trying to find her, but I realized it doesn't always spawn on the map. She will always spawn, as far as I know, she will always spawn in the closet, no matter what. So if you didn't find her in the closet, then yeah, probably not gonna be there. 50k for a paper cut sounds accurate. I actually get paid to have health insurance here, which I find really bizarre. Like, the government gives me money. That's also because I don't earn enough. The pain of just getting your degree and having to have your first job. Also, I'm being kind of underpaid in the job that I'm taking, but I think that's perfectly fine. I just need the experience. Oh, it's pain. It's actually pain. But yeah, it is what it is. Maybe I do want to pull this to the side. Because right now the bike lane is just coming here and then... Oh, actually, detailing time, because why not? Because I do want to show something that I do and I really like it. So essentially just pull these lines here and then have a filler. Boop, 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 boop. Grass Island, and then I have a preset saved here, and then I do this. And then I just pull this up. Select the furthest one. Usually works for me. I don't know if it really makes a difference, but tends to give me the best results. And then I apply this template. It doesn't look perfect, I'll admit that, but it is something. It looks a little bit better. But yeah, now it doesn't look as confusing as before. Now I think the bike lane makes a little bit more sense, even if it doesn't make perfect sense. Okay, next neighborhood. Let's go. So I could start thinking about maybe building some offices, but I think I really just want as many row house neighborhoods as possible to start, and just making sure I grow myself a little bit, and then I can gradually just start placing these buildings inside of these neighborhoods. Such as the police station, the fire station, and all of that. I can just start putting them inside of my neighborhoods. So let's just grow a little bit. I will also put a little bit of thought into how or where I want to put my train station, because I obviously want the train station to come here, because train connectivity is very important apparently, as I learned. You really need trains. Yeah, I'll probably put it here. It will be an elevated train station. So I have a couple of assets that I downloaded recently. So firstly, I have the... I can just select on the ground. I have the actual Amsterdam Central Station, which I'll definitely place here, probably. Looks really nice. I really like it. But as you can see, everything is elevated because it's always elevated. No matter what you do, trains are always going to be elevated. Apparently. And I have these smaller ones that I'm definitely going to place here. I think I could try to go for a more modern look and then use this asset just because it looks kind of cool and I want to integrate it somewhere. But I don't know yet. But yeah, I'll think about it while I start to build out more neighborhoods. So again, we're just gonna have a geometrically funny neighborhood. If that makes sense. Just a different type of layout. Just be very creative with the layouts themselves. Actually, as far as I understand, layouts didn't really become as creative until the early 2000s, but will I care about that? No, I won't. I'll just build some funny neighborhoods. Okay, how can I make this look semi-decent? Because right now it just looks like I spit on the screen, and I decided I'm gonna call these a couple of streets. Let's see. Yeah, sure. Why not? It's kind of ugly, but whatever. Let's not be too pissy about this. I think that's completely fine. Okay, let's upgrade these to parking, roads of parking, because I, again, need my citizens to be able to park somewhere, even if you're in the Netherlands. I mean, interesting statistics. I like looking at the statistics for how many parking lots you have and all that. Is so from what I understand, the Netherlands has one parking lot for every third person, whereas in America you have almost exactly the opposite of 3 parking lots per person, which I find very, very interesting. But that's because they always need to hit a certain level of parking lot availability for events and all of that, just in case. I think that's something that really kills America, is the minimum amount of parking that you need to fulfill in your mall or anything that you're really gonna build. Okay, so we're gonna start to incorporate a couple of shops here. I kind of dislike the zoning. I wish you could do more mixed use, or just say, hey, this area will have like a percentage of it that will have low density commercial areas, and some parts of it that will have residential areas. I don't know, I just don't like how you do that, but I don't know what I want to say. I wish you could mix it up a little bit more. You should do a what is it called in English? Cauliflower? Cauliflower? I think cauliflower. Cauliflower is what they're called. Yeah, I saw that. So again, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but as far as I know, you guys started to build a lot of neighborhoods with the cauliflower design from the 80s onwards, which I think I have a couple of houses that have the 80s look, which is kind of cool. So I'll probably do that next. This just looks so weird. I don't like how this looks like. It just looks terrible. Why did I create this abomination? Help me. Yeah, it is what it is. Okay, I think that's good. Again, I really wish the render distance was a little bit lower. I think it looks pretty neat. I really like the gazebo here in the middle as well, and just a couple of the chessboards and whatnot. I think that looks really nice. I could add a couple of trees here, I guess. Let's try to select some trees that are not low poly, if I can. Like maybe this one. Oops. I want the entire area filled with trees. Nah, it doesn't really fit. This doesn't really fit either. How about just normal trees? Maybe from the content creator pack. Wait, where's the content creator pack trees? Oh, they might just have put everything in one. Yeah, they just put everything in one. This might fit a little bit. Okay, yeah, that's fine. Okay, cool. So this looks good so far. There's a little bit of empty area, but I'm not gonna fret about it too much right now. We probably want a bike lane that goes and connects these neighborhoods. Even if they are isolated by cars, you should ideally still have a way to get to the other side if you really want to. So maybe a bike lane that goes like this could be ideal. Okay. Yeah, and then just a normal path right along that. Oh, well, that did something. Interesting. Right. What the fuck is happening here? Hello? That is horrible. Oh my god. Okay. Does this work? Ah. Oh, okay. I think that works. Yeah, that's fine. I mean, it kind of sticks to the sidewalk, but it's let's not fuck with that. The game seems to not appreciate when I do that, so let's listen to the game. And let's also have this road right here. Okay, cool. So now pedestrians can go from one side to the other. You lost 3 of your guys. Rip. That's mission end. Okay, so you can go from one neighborhood to another pretty conveniently. I think that's cool. Oh yeah, water. Probably a good thing to supply to people, because for whatever reason, if you don't have water for 2 days, you kind of go silent. Don't really know why that is. Okay, delete this. And then ideally we want another like little park here maybe, or a set of houses, high residential density houses here. Maybe even a high school. That could also be good. So I have a couple of high school sets here that I could use. Okay, this serves as a university. All right, so I can't select these. I think this could be a good high school to build here. I think this is roughly the middle of it, so... And then just have a couple of paths around it. You died? Terrible. That's not ideal. Dying is not good for your health. Let's have it like this. Actually, probably want it to go around. I really hate how the ground looks like. Holy shit. I probably just want to have it go around like this. And like this. Then let's adjust this. Okay, I think that looks fine. This ground just looks so disgusting. I hate asphalt. That's really not good. How would it look like? It's even worse. That's not good. Oh, there we go. Okay, I can do that. Good, good. So let's remove this real quick. Good. And let's have a single brush here. Let's edit this out. Okay, it looks kind of weird. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna maybe add a little path, or maybe maybe do this. That looks weird. That also looks kind of weird. I don't know how to do that best. Maybe something like this could be good, and then just move it like this. Have the high school. This is really not good. All right, you know what? I'm not gonna worry about the dirty concrete for now. Let's just place down another high school. Maybe this one could be okay. This is an elementary school, so maybe something like this here, but that looks too old. That wouldn't fit. What about the regular high school? That's too big. What about this high school? It doesn't really fit, but I think it's better than nothing. Yeah, let's just not worry about it too much. I think we put way too much effort into it, and if we didn't figure it out like a minute ago, we definitely won't figure it out now. So I'm happy with that. Okay, let's remove this one node so we can place down our path the way we want it to. Perfect. Perfect. Do it like this. Perfect. And we pull it down. And we do that. Great. Okay. Now we could add some decorations here. Let's just take a quick look how things are developing. So I think this is a good. I really wish I had the find tool. I think it's find it actually. So I could place exactly what I want to place down, but I don't know. I removed it. I don't know why I removed it. It's kind of dumb of me. Let's see what we can place down. We could place down a theater. Okay. But that attracts way too much attention into this single area. We could put down a Burger King, a Chevrolet, dealership, or just have some generic shops. I think that could be a good idea. PetSmart, I think that's a good idea either. Is there no shop that I think could look decent here? Doesn't look like it. Okay, that's kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is what it is, right? Is there any decent shops here? I think these look alright. I could just copy them real quick and just build them over here. It's not ideal, but I don't really have many assets for the stores, so I'll have to do make do with what I have. Yeah. Okay, trees. As for trees, or decorations in general, we could put a small park here. That could be doable. I don't know what my fascination with gazebos is, but I could also do that. A couple of gathering points here as well. What about here? What could I place down? I could place down anything really, and just use the move it tool to make it fit in there. If you do this, I think that could fit well in there. Like right here. Could I make the warning disappear? That's the question. I could cheese it, but I don't want to. Okay, can't make it. Might have to cheese it. Or you know what? I could just do it manually. I think that's also fine. Let's just find the props real quick for it. So what I want to do is essentially just so I'm not doing something without anyone understanding what I'm doing. It's essentially just putting a little area for students to just hang out and do something during their break. Whatever kids do in their breaks. I looked at my phone. I'm sure that that's the majority of people also do, but yeah, some people might want to chat with others or read a book somewhere quiet, whatever people like doing. It's up to them, and they should be allowed to do that in my school. So okay, none of these things fit here. I could actually use these ones. I think they would probably look better. Let's do that. I think landscaping is like one of the most boring things to look at, but it's one of the most interesting things to do, just because you can use your creativity to do anything. But like, I can't imagine it is entertaining to look at someone just landscaping around and doing whatever. So I'm really sorry, but You'll have to stick with it, eh? Okay, I think that's good. I don't actually know how high schools in the Netherlands look like whatsoever, so I could just be building the most egregious fucking thing that would never see the light of day anywhere. But whatever, I'm building it. If you don't like it, quit the school, you know? So I know that my school had some really fancy art stuff like this, so we'll put it here. And then let's put this in the corners. Like this. And then like this. Hello? Hello. Is my microphone not working? It is. It should be working. But yeah. See, I have a bunch of decals. I kind of don't need a decal. I could put a school logo here. I know it's not actually a school logo, it's some town hall symbol that people use. But why not try it? Okay, let's see. I also have a bunch of F-18, F-16, F-35 props, but I don't think that would be in a high school. At least I don't think so. And I don't think I would have anything else interesting to put here, so I might just put some generic, some very generic trees and stuff here. And then somewhere around here, I also probably want to put the football fields and stuff, because obviously students should be able to get to these areas. So maybe what I might do is have a sports area here, because again, from what I understand, in the Netherlands, people love to just place everything that comes with sports, like football fields and all of that, just in one singular place. Is this an early preview of the Ready or Not School map? Absolutely. So this is how it looks like. You start here at the top and then you can rappel down like Rainbow Six Siege. No. Unfortunately, I cannot give you the preview because I don't have it either. Although it's probably going to be a university that they're going to be doing, so it's not going to be a school, most likely. Okay, let's just quickly cheat and go back to the front. And let's put down a couple of benches here. It's not perfectly symmetrical, but I don't think I'm aiming for that anyway. Okay, so now students just have an open area. I probably want to move this back because that's... Oh no, actually that's just a window, that's not an entry. So I don't care. But yeah, now people just have an area to come in, hang around. I probably also want to asphalt this. Boop. Okay, there we go. Now this is asphalted. It looks really bad, but I think it's fine. And they just have an area that they can just hang around here, or maybe go sit down under the trees or something. Probably want to move this tree here and then have another tree here, another under the shadows, and just like sit here, hang out, maybe do something else. Who fucking knows what teenagers do. Yeah. Okay, so football field. That could be very interesting to do. I have a couple of different fields here. Sports. So let's see. Field. I have a match day field. I think already kind of. I don't think this is it, Chief. I have a match day field that I just showed. For whatever reason, I just don't want to select that. Oop. Doesn't want to do it. Whee! Besides that, I also have a couple of different football. I have a giant stadium, which I don't think I'm going to place down. Besides that, I also have a sports field like this one that I'm most likely gonna place down. I also have a tennis court that is pretty nice. It's pretty big as well. I think it's in this tab, and if it's not, it's probably in the park tab. Tennis. Yes, it's this tennis club here. Probably will also place that down. And then just have a general area for people to do sports in. So all they have to do if they're from this high school is just cross the street and they'll be there. Yeah, I probably also want to have a slide connection here for pedestrians to just walk across if they want to. Not really have a big hassle of having to go all the way around here. To just go with their bikes and continue going straight. Yeah, let's do that real quick. Beautiful. And then have a pedestrian. It's gonna destroy that house, but that's... I think I'm mostly fine with this. Space already occupied. I kind of don't care. Go away. Don't have... Oh, I don't have anarchy on, that's why. It's kind of confused why I wasn't able to do what I usually can. Okay. Okay. And that should be completely fine. Let's move this house. I kind of hate that I have to keep destroying this house. I should probably just expand my theme a little bit. Oh, actually, they have been building the right house even though they're not in my theme. Huh, that's kind of interesting. Okay, I like that. Good thing they have been building the right houses then. Just pause that because I destroyed a road I didn't want to destroy. Go here, bam, and then just make sure that entire area is covered so houses don't disappear randomly. Okay, sports center. Let's start with that. So let's have it like here. Start right here. I probably... Maybe we do want a bigger road for this. Let's just start with a small road, and if in the future it gives us any type of traffic problem, then we can definitely take a look at that and try to adjust it a little bit better. But I think for now, the road should be perfectly fine as it is. Let's... continue just using this road. Very exciting. Let's do a gentle curve here, and let's place down a couple of facilities. Actually, before I do that, I really should think about how I want to do this. Because obviously I want to have an area that has the football fields, an area that has the tennis courts, the baseball, or the basketball courts. Just an area that people can go to and do their sports activities and just play around with friends, or if they, if the school needs it or something like that, they can just use it. So probably what I want is an area that has a central part of it where people can hang out after and just, I don't know, have a couple of restaurants there, or maybe a bus station as well. Just something that, people can go to the middle, get there fast, get there easy, most importantly, and then they can do their sports activities. So maybe doing it like this would not be the best idea, like this curved area here, because I want the middle area. So, and the middle should be straight. So what I mean by this is I just want a straight line here instead of it being curved like it was. So what I might do is just curve this area. Actually, let's make sure I have a straight here. And then let's try and grab some reference point here. Okay, this is straight. I think that's fine. And now let's connect this this right here. And do this. Okay. A little bit better. It's not ideal because you come in that angle when you try to leave here, but I think that's mostly forgivable. And now let's have 2 roads that I have parking enabled. Go up here. And let's have a park here as reference, just so we have an idea of how much space we need in the middle. Where's that one close park that I really like? Or that I didn't like at the start, but I kind of really like it as well. There was the one park with the walls here. So I want something like this here. So here. And then I think this road is fine, and I just put it here in the middle. And that should be the middle between those two. Perfect. Might not make a lot of sense for anyone watching, because I'm not really explaining anything, but that makes a lot of sense for me. And then I just have a central area here that people can hang out in around the sports facilities. So let's start by placing down a couple of these fields. So if I look up football field, it should give me a little club here. So these ones also have the benches around them and all of that for people to visit or to watch the games. I think this is just going to be used for like city club matches. That makes sense, like smaller leagues and whatnot. And then you should also have the fields, like this one. Why does it not select? Do I really have to go? Oh, it's kind of annoying. All right, let's scroll all the way down here. All the way back. It's not all of it, surely. Okay, I want them all this stuff. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Peak content right here. Okay, here, there we go. I just have a couple of these fields here as well. Just in case someone wants to play without any type of benches or anything like that. Okay. So what else? Football. I think that's the only thing I have. I could have this like here, because I think that could look really cool. Just an area for people to hang out. Yeah, we'll definitely use these ones as well. So apparently if I zoom in too... Okay. Yeah, if I zoom out, actually I can't see them anymore. This might not be the best idea. Never mind. Let's just copy these over and over again. And that should do the trick, really. Football. Doesn't look as cool, but I don't really have the options, unfortunately, so... What can you do? Soccer. I think I do have a soccer stadium somewhere. I'll look up soccer here. I was so sure I had another... Yeah, I do have another asset. Okay, cool. So I can put this like here and have this as the main football stadium. Okay, cool. Yeah, I can work with this. Maybe we'll have the tennis club here in the middle. So tennis clubhouse fits perfectly. Beautiful. Okay, so I have a little tennis clubhouse here. I have this right here. Okay, so far it looks beautiful. Looks really nice. We do have other sports as well, like basketball that we could probably fit in there. We don't need a tennis court for obvious reasons. Maybe put the basketball courts. Oh yeah, we could put them right here. Okay, that works beautifully. Like really well. Okay, that works well. Anything else we could include in here? Any other sports? We could have a skateball. Skateball? No, we could have a skateboard field here. We could also have a beach volleyball but I don't think that fits in this area, so let's not do that. Where there's so many courts. So usually when here, you just place as many fucking courts like in the Netherlands. You just place a lot of football feuds together because they only place it in one place of the city. At least that's the gist they got. So that's why you usually have a lot of different ones, or a lot of them in one place. It's because they will only place it in this one central place and not have it spread out whatsoever. So this is going to be a little bit of a bigger city. So you'll definitely need a couple of different football fields for everyone to be accommodated, if that makes sense. But yeah, a couple of skateboard parks could also be good. I do want to have a little path for people to cross. Cool. So they don't have to go all the way down and then to the other side. They can just cross here if they need to. And then maybe have some other paths. I could have a park here. But I also did want the restaurants. So let's delete this right here. And let's have a couple of restaurants here. Maybe even more, pull this down. Do I have water? I do have water, perfect. Do you have any unique buildings that could actually fit in here? I do want to integrate unique buildings somewhat into the city. Obviously, probably the synagogues and the churches wouldn't really fit. Oh yeah, right. I could delete these football fields and then put a track, a running track. I think I have a decorated version of it, maybe. Okay, it's not here. If not, then I can just decorate it myself. I don't think it's that big of a deal. No, okay. So I could delete these football fields real quick. Put a unique building right here and just have it be... This is roughly the middle between that. Okay, cool. This is a general field, I guess. It's not just a football field. Okay. And then considering that people are going to be running here, you probably want them to have shadows. And we could get that by putting a couple of benches here. So I do have the Formula 1 or the race assets that I could place down here. So they'd probably be in the props list. And that could give them a little bit of shadow, but at least, or at the very least, just let people watch people running in this field. I could also place this over, actually. But I think that will look incredibly funky. So I'm not gonna do that. But yeah, put a couple of benches around just for people to be able to watch whatever sports are being played here. Maybe there's a competition. Who knows? I think that's decent enough. It's also decent enough. And then just copy. We move this a little bit to the side. And then copy it to the side here. And that should be, it's a little bit weird. Okay, that should be fine. Maybe delete this one. Bulldoze. And bulldoze this one as well. Okay, cool. Now let's put some trees around. You don't want people to be running in the heat. That's not really good. Track running in heat is probably one of the worst things you can do. So, or in high temperatures, not in heat, in high temperatures, and just without any type of shadows. It's just not good whatsoever. Actually, I could put a swimming pool around here as well, now that I'm thinking about it. It could be a good idea, considering in summers a lot of people will want to go to swimming pools. So let's also integrate a couple of swimming pools in here. I have a couple of different versions of them. You have the ones that come with the health in quotation marks tab. I guess it is the health. I don't know why I said quotation marks. You have this one. It does provide a little bit of health for people, but I also have a couple of other swimming pools which I think look really cool, so I'm gonna try and integrate those. Is it not here? I'm pretty sure it is. Oh yeah, skateboard parks, we also wanted that. Could put it here on the sides, really. I don't know how good that looks. Let's just leave it here for now, and then let's see. But I do want the swimming pool, so I have one here. I could put it here. It would destroy a little bit of stuff. I also have another one that I think looks really good, so let's try it with the other one. This one would be a lot more reasonable to put in. So let's put that one in. Cool. And then I also have a space to just... Oh, interesting. I have a little bit of space. It's the same sort twice. That's why I said it's a little bit interesting. I have a little bit of space to put a path in the middle here, which I think would work really well. I guess not really the middle. Ooh. It's a little bit quirky, but whatever. I think it's fine. Yeah, it doesn't look terrible at all. So I think I'm just gonna stick with that. It's a little bit too tall. I don't like this. This one also looks kind of weird. Store that is. I think the store looks fine. I'll just keep it like this as a historical building so it doesn't grow. We could put a McDonald's here or something. I don't think that would be too unrealistic. Where is the McD's? So I think there's actually a better version of it. I'll wait for these buildings to spawn. Oh, actually I do have Burger Kings as unique buildings, I think. Nope. Do I have it here? Burger. Do you have Burger King signs? It's a start. Probably it's in this tab actually. Yeah, it's in this tab. Okay, so that would fit right here. That's fine. Sure. Mark it as historical building. It's a historical building as well. This fits fine here. It's also a historical building. Okay. So we have a really large area with a couple of swimming pools. Or I guess two. Yeah, a couple of swimming pools with basketball courts. The track to run and do general activities here. I don't know. You could probably put football fields on here. Whatever you really feel like it. And also a central football field, a couple of skateboard parks, and another 2 football fields here. Oh, actually, his animations is pretty cool. Oh, never mind. These are just people walking around the field. I thought these were animations of people playing. That's... Yeah, I'm kind of dumb. That happens sometimes. Okay, cool. So we have a central area here. We can decorate this, obviously. I am gonna let this fill before I decorate, though I could put a small park here. Can already start doing that. I think small family park, you know, for children. Always annoying when the bigger brother has to do something and the child just has to sit there. So maybe just, if the mother or the father is not really interested in the game, just play around with the kid, and it's a little bit more pleasant for people, or just bring the kids to play here whenever. After or before like a small game that they have from school or whatever, just play in the park. I think that is also fine. So I do want a smaller tree to put here. I think any of these trees would fit, but I could just like this. All of a sudden I have smaller trees. Wow. Yeah, this works beautifully. Okay, so I could put a couple of bushes here. Do I want to do that is the other question, but I think I do. So I am going to use, I think the pink would look good here. Just like this, drag it up here. And then drag it up here. Like this. Actually, I probably want the spacing to be a lot smaller. So let's have another type of bush here. Let's have it also a little bit more intense. By that I mean I just want more bushes in the small area, so it looks like it's a little bit thicker, you know? Yeah, that works perfectly fine. I think that looks okay. I'm not gonna go too deep into landscaping because otherwise it's just gonna be a little bit too boring, but I think it looks fine. It's a little family park for families to go to track. And all of this looks like a really good area. So yeah, we have a couple of houses already spawning here. Gonna delete whatever doesn't fit. I know I could just use the theme manager to do this, but I'm kind of lazy now to edit that. We have an elementary school, which is starting to get a little bit full, so we probably should think about eventually building a new one, but for now it's fine. And we have a high school that is also perfectly fine. We probably want to have a couple of stores here. Just because it's a high school, so it probably would get a lot of traction. So maybe putting the McDonald's here. So I think there's a McDonald's here. Let's put a McDonald's here. Where would it fit really well? It's kind of annoying that this is a little bit bigger than 4x4, but that's what it is. I could drive in like here. Have the drive in here. I think that would be a little bit better than having it here. Oh, actually, this is open space. Yeah, no, but it's better to have it here. Even if you have to go over this area, which is kind of annoying. Let's just pretend it doesn't exist. It should be fine. Let's also make this a actual commercial area and local. I want this to be a commercial, let's be low, commercial low. And then, I don't know, have 9 employees in total, 3 managers, 1 super manager, I don't know. And I think that should be fine. And now this McDonald's is a... It's a little bit more work as I anticipated, but that's what it is. This McDonald's is now a commercial building, which is really good. Another thing we probably want is an Albert Heijn here as well. I know there's one here. There's also Lidl. But I know when I went to school, we really went to these stores. So I do want to put it here. Well, let's think about it before we do that. I do want to have a path that goes from one side to another because I don't want to cul-de-sac this for pedestrians at least. I don't want to cul-de-sac this at all, actually. I could make this a brick road, so it kind of doesn't get cul-de-sac, or a cobblestone road. I could also in theory make this a pedestrian road, but then I would have to build a service center just for this, and I don't think that's ideal. Okay, so this is a one-way road. It would fit kind of well though, I think. I could also just delete it. but I don't like that. I don't like that option whatsoever. I think we're just gonna cul-de-sac it. Or maybe lead it to a parking lot. That could also be something. I mean, it's still kind of cul-de-sac, but I think that's a good option actually. If we just have it be a normal road. Even like this one. And then we use one of our small parking lots that we have in the parks. So if we look up parking, underground parking, okay, this is relatively big. Should also have some smaller parking. Some smaller parking spaces. Oh, this looks actually really nice. Well, we might just have some overground parking areas, because why not? I think that's fine. I kind of don't like them. I want to avoid them as much as I can, but at some point you kind of have to use them. You don't really have an option. Although, where the fuck are they? I can't find the parking. So usually you would have like decorative parkings, spaces that you could use, but I don't see them anywhere. Where are they? Oh my god, this looks so good. I could have used this. No, I could have used this. This looks really nice. You know what? We're gonna use it now. But this could definitely have been like a center parking, or a park here in the middle. Actually, can I still change it? Oh, it still fits. Cool. Yes, that works. That works really well here, actually. Yeah, let's have this here. Okay, good. I was worried I couldn't do it anymore, but no, I can still do it. So that's perfect. Let's just have anarchy open or on. That works for me. Let's pull this a little bit back. Okay, cool. Cool. And then we can have some trees or something around this. Like small trees maybe. That doesn't look too good. At least not yet. Okay, let's have the line tool. Let's do a couple of bushes around here. I also want them to be behind the benches because obviously we want people to still be able to sit. And I might just do them manually actually. Look at that smoke face. What are you talking about? Oh, yeah, I thought that was a reference to something else. But no, the profile picture, yeah, I know, right? I know, right? It's beautiful. I really like the profile picture, like unironically, it's so good. Ah, go away. Okay, I'm just gonna bulldoze these last couple of trees because otherwise they're not going away. And I just bulldozed the wrong thing. No! God damn it. Okay, it's not the one I wanted. Is there any other one that I could use that would look a little bit better? I'd probably just use this one. Yeah, let's just use that one without the trees. And then let's try to figure something out that would look good. We could have a couple of benches here, I guess. People do want to eat. So that could be a good idea. Let's move this to the side. I could also have another park here, but I do want another restaurant. I think that would be a good idea. Let's have the props. Let's take a look at the props. Maybe find something that I like. Just cheat real quick. Go to the start again. And we could have the food trucks. something we could try and do. We could also use these things. Ooh, these things could actually look really nice. Okay, this is the passage. And I think these are way too big for... they're way too big to be covers for the roads or the little paths. Yes, I moved to the Nether. The... the underworld. Oh, I read this one tweet from a... I think it was an Argentinian politician. It's like, I welcome the Prime Minister of the Underworld, and it's the Prime Minister from the Netherlands. It's great. The Netherlands. But yeah, it's actually pretty good. Tell me where the portal is. So original. I haven't heard that one before. No, it's pretty good. It's a pretty nice country, you could say. I would support that statement. I think that's one too much. Let's move it here. Let's move it here. Actually, I don't think that's one too much. Just want some symmetry. I don't need it to be exact. And then we're gonna have some trees here as well. And then we're gonna have a really nice area that people can just go to eat. I think that would be nice. Also hide the garbage. The garbage can right there. Yeah, people come here, they can get whatever food they want and then just eat here after a game or whenever they feel like it. Just have this little park that they can enter. I think that's really nice. I think this looks pretty good. I could still move this a little bit to the side and just have it like here. It's a little bit less apparent that it is not straight, but whatever. Dutchman. You know what I love? I love the Dutch language. And I don't mean that unironically, I just love hearing it. So inspirational, some might say. Okay, that's good. Cool. So let's go over real quick what we did so far. So we have a recycling station. I don't know why it's still here, but we're gonna figure out. It's way too funny. I mean, yes, I laugh about it sometimes. It's very silly. Learning it is very, very nice because there's some very silly words, and the way some words are said are also very silly, and I love it. I love it. I absolutely fucking love it. Through these. Through these. Okay, so quick rundown. So we have a couple of neighborhoods that are just row houses because why not? Obviously this neighborhood hasn't been filled yet. I sometimes have to delete this stuff, but it is what it is. I could just adjust the theme, but I'm too lazy for that, so we're not doing that. Let's move this up here. This looks fine. This looks fine. This is obviously the end of our highway. Then you want to move to the US? Fuck no. I didn't want to do it at some point, but nah, I'm good. That was a while ago. Yeah, that was a while ago. I also adjusted the bike paths, which I really like how they look like. Like this compared to this, I just think this looks so much better. The left one is just fucking amazing. Yes, I still have to adjust a couple of them, but for now it's fine. Yeah, so you have a couple of neighborhoods that have row houses. I built a little park here with an elementary school here at the back. You have some playground stuff that, you know, kids can just play around with. And the park goes around here. It's very nice. And then you have more residential. You have a couple of high-rise buildings. They think fit together. And this we still have to move. I think the hospital could be fine here, but I do want to move the crematorium and the fire station and police station. So I just don't think they fit right here. Then you have a couple of commercial buildings together with more row houses. You guessed it. Row house galore. And then we built a little high school. Has a couple of areas here that students can just hang around, or just a little bit of modern art, because my high school had modern art, so might as well. Then at McDonald's, I do want to fill this area with commercial zone, so do that now. Might as well. For the students themselves, because obviously it's always a good spot to have a commercial shop where you buy or sell very trashy food if it's in front of a school. And then we have our entire sports area, a couple of pools, a park, and then a couple of restaurants that people can go after games and just enjoy life. Maybe eat here at the park, eat here around, or just eat at the restaurant themselves. And yes, schools can also use it. So that's very good. I just realized something. I wanted a bus station. So I think to not cul-de-sac this area, it's been a while ago since we talked. Yes, you literally just joined the Bundeswehr. I imagine you already finished training to be an officer now. At least I think you would have. But yeah, it has been a while. I did want a bus station. So we're gonna do that. And we're gonna do this behind this park. So, or maybe we just destroy this park. I don't think we need this, to be honest. I think this looks really neat, but I don't think we need it. We might have it around the bus station. Let's destroy this. Let's just destroy this for now, and then let's see. I'm gonna leave this right here because I do want to save it for later. And then we're gonna have a bus station here. It's not gonna be a real bus station. It's gonna be one that I customize. So I might do a pedestrian area here just to have the bus station line. But I think I could also just find a road that is... No, I can't. Okay. I could use a highway road. But I don't know if that's a good idea. Because the highways do have the one lane for bus lanes, but I don't know if that's a good idea. But I also don't want anyone else besides the buses to go into this general area. Decisions. All right, let's just do a pedestrian zone here. Nice progress. Yeah, it has gone really well so far. I'm actually kind of surprised by that. But it has been really, really nice. We have a couple of shops here, especially this area. I think it just looks amazing. So it's really good to see that type of progress. Okay, let's stop chit-chatting and let's get into the important business, which is building online houses. Okay, so you have a little line that goes here. Okay, and then you probably want individual stops for each bus here. So something like this, but for every line. Actually, we probably want to push it to this side. Yeah, let's do it like that. And then we can decorate this side right here. Or actually the other way around could also work. Decisions, but for now let's just do it like this. I can use the mover tool to do this. Oh, that didn't add an extra node. That's unfortunate. Let's just quickly do it. And then we have these individual like bus stops in quotation marks. I have one here as well. Here. And then push it a little bit further back. Okay, that doesn't look ideal. That looks kind of weird. You're still in the army but not an officer. Didn't you enlist as an officer? Did you fail the training? SMH. Oh no, actually you wanted to be a, not an officer. That's not what you enlisted as. I'm dreaming. Never mind me. Okay, I think the distance between these is fine. What probably would be a problem, was a problem before, because the distance between this and this was way too high. So I could just quickly adjust it like this, and then this. It's a little bit too much. Let's push it down a little bit further back like this, I think. Yeah, that's fine. That is fine. Okay, so I think 4 lines for now is good. We could do one more, I guess. I suppose. That's not what I wanted. And then you have a little bit of an improvised bus station, which now we can just decorate however the fuck we want to. That's the beauty of it. So that looks not oddly, that looks really odd. That's not really symmetric. But I think it's fine. I do want to make sure the pedestrians can get across here. Yeah, I think that's the best we can do. So that's the bus line. We could just add the bus itself right here, or the bus deposit, because obviously this is just a place that I'm putting everything that I don't want to do right now. And yeah, actually I don't need any buses right now, so I'm not gonna do them just yet. Or I could do one line for now that I think about it, I think one line for each neighborhood could be a good idea. My brain was freezing a little bit, sorry. Just go here. And then go here. And come back. You know, just a bus to pick up people, because why not? Might as well do it, right? I do have a pack installed, or a asset installed that is the, I think this is the Rotterdam bus, but no, it's 80 capacity. It's really good. Okay, so let's start decorating the bus stops a little bit. The neat thing is I installed a mod that adds these thingies that are individual bus stops each. I think that's really cool. We can start adding a couple of parks around here. I did save this one to add here. So we are gonna do that. I did remove the ability for this to zone anything, so I want to get this back just for these areas. So this park right here. It is gonna reduce the space for the commercial area here, but I think that's the sacrifice I'm willing to make. Yeah, that's completely fine. And now we're gonna have a bunch of tables. Where is it? Here. That's the one I wanted. Let's put this right here, right here, right here, and right here. Oh, actually, I don't think. Okay, let's move it so it doesn't look too odd. I don't think 1 foot would fit another anyway there, so. I'm not having a stroke, I swear to God. I'm just slurring my words. That happens a lot, but essentially what I was saying, it wouldn't fit, another one of these wouldn't fit here. I think that's fine. So now let's connect this side to that side, just so pedestrians can walk across if they want to. Like, this is a dirt road, like this. That should be fine. That's absolutely fine. Okay, eventually we will have to add a pedestrian zone, but let's not bother with it right now. There's no space for a shop here, so let's just add a couple of trees. It's pretty good. I do want to go a little bit deeper into the bush decorations because I do think that it has a very large potential to make things look incredibly nice. So like this, and like this, and like this. Let's pull it back here. All right, that looks still not quite right. And I think now it looks pretty inviting, especially with the tree there in the middle. I think that's fine. But yeah, it looks pretty nice. At least better than it was before. And now you have the buses just, hey, going through here and then stopping and servicing all the people and making sure they reach this low area. That's pretty nice. Okay, well, what we also want to do is add a church at some point, because I just realized this city has a chronic lack of churches. And we might put it... I don't think this is a good space for a church. We could try. Absolutely try. Yeah, I don't think that is a good idea. No. Okay. Ooh, there's also the sports ground. I just realized that. I didn't see this before. Nah, we have enough. We have enough. Well, we should start to fill out this area as well. If we can, of course. Should maybe place something down here. Place it down here. Okay. Maybe even have high density. Oh, actually, we could put the town hall here, because I did see that we do have a town hall here. So I'll put it right here. That looks pretty nice. I think that's okay. Especially once this part is gone, I think that's gonna look pretty decent. And then we could put another couple of other buildings here if we want to. Like, oh, this could look really nice here. And just, oh, actually no, that looks, it's kind of weird. So essentially what this is just part of the Amsterdam gate, because the city, you know, had walls back in the days. So usually this would be part of the gate when you enter the city, but I don't think that looks nice. I think this looks okay. Doesn't look all too good, but I think this looks pretty okay. It's a Protestant church. Yeah, let's just leave it like this. There's also a lot of empty space behind here. We could make a low garden. We could absolutely make a low garden. But let's not get too distracted. We probably want to have some separation between the sports area and the bus stop itself, or at least provide the people a couple of opportunities to just get a little bit of shadow so they don't have to wait in the sun. So let's put down a couple of trees. We're also gonna vary a little bit in trees. We're gonna put a couple of different trees in here, otherwise you always end up seeing the same tree over and over again, and that's it's kind of boring. But that's just how Dutch neighborhoods are. They are incredibly boring. At least the ones that I saw. There was one in Leiden actually that was really nice. Like just all the roads in not Leiden, Overloon. I went to Overloon and just all the roads there are fucking red bricks. I actually have the asset here downloaded real quick. I can show it to you. But essentially what they are these roads. right here. So the entire city is just this type of road. And I thought it was very interesting. I thought it looked really cool. I don't know why, but yeah, it looks nice. It's different. It's definitely different. But then you just have the same houses over and over again in some places, and it just looks kind of meh. Obviously, I have not seen a lot of it yet, so maybe there's some really cool stuff out there that I haven't seen yet. I don't think this looks good. Probably I should do this manually, to be honest. Okay, and then when I go down this line, I can just do it with the line tool. I think that's more than perfectly fine. Okay, and then we want to put a different type of bush here that I left the space for. Also, I just noticed that despawning is still on, which is not ideal. Okay, so we have a couple of different bushes here. That's fine. I'm gonna have them also fill this area right here. Okay, and then we probably want to have something cool, like a little fountain here, or a little lake, or actually a little lake could be, or pond, I guess, could be kind of nice here. And people can just sit around it. It's very small, very tiny. Actually, let's just go with a fountain for now. Can do something fancier later on, but small fountain right here, I think will do the trick. Drinking fountains, that's interesting as a park. Now let's have a little bit of a dirt road just painted on the ground, because I do have the gravel, and paint the ground with gravel. Like this. Okay, I think painting all of it with gravel is okay. Yeah, that's completely fine. Let's just paint all of it with gravel, and then have a little path created with flowers. That could work well. Just a couple of bushes here. These bushes I think are perfectly fine. And now you have a little bit of a natural, in quotation marks, path created that people can walk through. That makes sense. Because you have a little opening here. You see that? People can just walk through here. Obviously they can't in the game because that's just how it is, but it doesn't stop it from just looking like it could do that. And then let's add some benches. Seats. I don't know what I have to look up here. Seats. Benches? Yeah, benches it is. And let's have some sitting opportunities for people here. So to just have a quiet place to wait while they wait for their buses. And then maybe a tree here. A tree could also work, like a tree or two, very tiny tree, not a big tree. Like this one, or this one. Yeah, that offers a little bit of shadow. Cool. All right, so that's fancy, very fancy. That's the bus area, essentially, where people just wait, and after high school or something, they can also sit here and just go to the park or just eat a little bit of food from the grocery store and from the pharmacy, because obviously the best candies you can buy from a pharmacy. Just come here and enjoy. Nice place to look at, or just, you know, wait for the bus in the quiet little area, or just wait under the trees. You have a lot of shadow here as well, where you just go and get something to eat while you wait for the bus. So you have a lot of opportunities to do whatever you feel like, and that's I think it's pretty nice. Okay, so houses are not being filled. These areas, I wish they were. I might take the effort, because I'm wasting a lot of time just removing houses, and create a district or a theme, especially just for the houses that I want. Just take my time with the theme manager and go ham with it. That's the little was abandoned. Oh well, rip. That's fine. Just get something else in there. But yeah, nice place. Okay. So now we have the little bus stop. I think that's really nice. I think it looks pretty good. We should continue with something else. So I think we're gonna do another just very basic row house place right here. And then we're gonna expand it down this side. And then we're gonna probably in some place put the office. And I do want to also have a train station. So where I put the train station is going to be a difficult decision, because obviously I'm going to have to pull a railroad line here and just make it split, go over this, and then I probably wanted to go like this. So maybe a train station right here could be a very good idea. I just noticed there's no parking here. Oh yeah, right. I tried to find parking and I couldn't do it because apparently the parking is gone. I mean, there's enough parking here from the stores and all of that, and from the football field. I think that should be fine. But usually from what I saw, bus stations, train stations, all of that had a lot of parking spots around them. Just because, you know, you obviously want that. You want people to... if they can't get from their house to a bus, to at least, you know, get with their car to a bus station and just leave it there instead of congesting the roads. So yeah, parking lots here would have been a really good thing, but I couldn't find the parking lots. I could create my own, I could have a underground parking, but let's not worry about that for now. It's just a little bit of an unfortunate event, I guess. Okay, let's do a new neighborhood. So very basic, like we did so far. Just push it up here. And we're gonna play a little bit more with straight lines, I think. So we're gonna do this. And pull up here, don't pull up here, do this right here, and do this. Okay, why? I don't know, just felt like it. No real explanation, but I just really felt like doing that. So we're gonna have roads like these here. It's a little bit too far up, but that's completely fine. Here, and then here. Okay, cool. And then we allow for parking in these roads, because obviously I want my citizens to be able to park. It's very important. And then we place down the houses. So a lot of row houses again, just the basics. And then eventually we're gonna move out of the 1950s architecture. Obviously this is not really 1950s road layout, but all the red brick houses that you see are usually built after the World War II period, because obviously you needed housing to expand rapidly because there was a housing shortage. Yeah. All right, let's move forward with this. Let's place down the water pipes under the roads, because apparently that's a really big deal for some people. It is what it is. Okay, cool. Little park here. I really like this area. I don't know why. I just really like this area. It just looks really inviting. Like, I want to take a bus here. So just a boring bus station in front of my house, or bus stop. This looks really nice. Are people actually using the buses? Kind of curious, because I see 4 people here. So 16 passengers in total. That's not a lot. It's not a lot. But I think that's completely fine. Okay, so I'm just gonna let this grow. I obviously might want some more commercial right here. Just have this littered with commercial areas. There's no commercial that wants to grow here for whatever reason. Let's see if we have anything that we could fit in there. We could maybe, obviously not the Best Western hotel, but maybe a Burger King could fit in here, and it does. All right, perfect, beautiful. All right, now we don't have any gaps here anymore. Okay, perfect. Okay, so first of all, the thing that I like to do a lot is have a small connection between here and here, just in case you really want that. If you want to move from your house to the playing fields, then you can do that conveniently instead of having to walk down. Another connection that I would ideally want is here. And then also the biking paths, so cyclists can do their thing. Just move this to the side real quick. Be really close to the walking pedestrian paths. And have another one right here. And do the same with this one. Okay, let's not do that. Jesus Christ. Let's just build a random one. Let's try to not have it go on the underground. I understand it's the Netherlands, but it's not supposed to be those types of nether. So hilarious. Okay, so you have a little bit of connectivity here for pedestrians to walk. I probably also want something here and here. This is connected, this is connected. I want something obviously also here. Actually, this does not have a dedicated biking path, so I mean, I know that. Let's just have it here anyway. I was just gonna propose to maybe use this one instead, but I think we can get away with using the typical red biking lane right here, even if it doesn't look ideal. Okay, so we already have our first cyclist using it. That's perfect. Means that people really wanted this connection anyway, so there you have it. Okay, so quick check. So people can walk here to here. Maybe I want to, once the hospital is gone, have something here as well, and the effect of this little park. I think that could be cool. They can walk from here to here. I don't think there's a need to have a connectivity from here to here. Don't really see a reason to have it. And yeah, you have one here as well. You have one here, you have one here, you have one here. So I probably want one here and one here. So let's just get these bike paths and pedestrian paths done real quick. And then we can move on to things that are a little bit more important than random bike paths for people that don't even exist in real life. Cool. That works for me. Let's do one right here. Yeah, let's do one right here. Probably want to have it like here to here. Then move it up a little bit. And this way people don't have to walk absurd amounts of distance, and that should incentivize people to walk instead of driving. That's the whole idea behind this. Cool. So you have a lot of connectivity here between these. Maybe this path was not really needed, but I mean, if you live here, it's a lot more convenient for you to just take this one path instead of having to walk all the way here. Allows you to be lazy, I guess. It's very important for me. All right, connectivity wise, this is all fine. Row houses, obviously, I want them to be built here, but they don't want to be built. They don't want to be built. Okay, let's create another district just for this one, and I'm gonna make sure that it has the theme that I want. So actually, I'm gonna create a new theme. Dutch red brick houses, and let's make sure that it only has the houses that I want them to have. I think it's called AD. So I want to select all of the houses that have AD. So it's this one, and this one. Yeah, that should include all the houses that I actually want. Cool. So as for this theme, I don't want this. I want Dutch row house, red brick houses. I don't know what the difference between the other two are, but let's not find it out now. Oh yeah, and obviously I also want the commercial areas to be able to exist in here. So I'm just gonna go to the theme manager, and we're also already gonna select a couple of other things. So high houses, I ideally want something that matches. All of these could kind of match, I guess, but I have one very specific one in mind. That looks like the houses around me, the apartments, I guess that's what they're called. The apartments around me. I just think they look so much cooler than these old apartments. I think these are even Berlin houses. Does it say anything? But I'm pretty sure I've seen them in Germany a lot more often. Okay, these ones. So this one looks kind of not okay. I mean, I could select them, I guess. But I want the modern. Oh, no, I lost them. Let's just quickly look for I know that it was Euro House or something. And then we go down just a little bit more, and then we have the modern Dutch apartments. These look okay. Yeah, these look completely fine. Can definitely go with these apartments for our theme. I mean, these could look good, but it's just not something I want right now. Ooh, also, I think it's not really accurate, but who cares? It looks good. This one as well. Okay. And then you have the Zagreb houses, which obviously we don't need the houses from Zagreb. Even if they could fit a little bit, I guess. This is Anchor Residential. I don't need that low density. Okay, let's see. So Albert Hain would be good. The Burger King. Coffee shop, I guess, could fit. These ones. These ones look fine as well. This is like peak content. This is just so good. Every time I say that, I lose viewers. I don't know why I keep saying it. It's so dumb. Just have these small shops as well, because why not? Big Bite probably wouldn't fit in here. Sorry, Big Bite. I mean, these just don't really fit, but you kind of need to have them, otherwise your commercial areas don't grow whatsoever. Honestly, most of these just look fine. Could just go with all of them. I don't mind. I'm just gonna select all of them here, and then try and remove a couple of them that I don't like. So probably anything that has Euro in the name, I could remove. Euro. Yeah, all of these could go. Would be fine with none of them being here. And that speeds up the process considerably. Okay, this is fine. So let's... Okay, it's already applied. Right, let's expand this. And now let's try and build our train station. Because again, trains are kind of important. So let's select our road, should be this one. Okay, cool. Let's have just a straight line road here as well. And now let's get the railroad and let's see what could work for us. Let me buy this tile real quick. Let's see what could work. So probably if I grab this right here and then pull it to the side like this, and then play around with the node a little bit. Actually, I could just do this. That didn't work. Let's just push this aside a little bit. I hope that would work. Okay, that's a little bit better. Okay, that didn't work out. Let's try to go at it from another node. Or another place. So this place is where it starts to curve. So if we go like this, then this kind of works a little bit better. Yes, I think so. Let's have it go like actually to the side here. Select these. Not really relevant right now. Okay, I think this looks, or at least it would work a little bit better. It doesn't look great. It's not terrible either. So the train would have to slow down a little bit, but yeah. I think that's the best we can do. So let's have this at 180 degrees. And let's slowly start to have the rail make a gentle curve if possible. Let's force this to go above the ground here. And here it already does. Perfect. Okay, now. Rail, from what I understand, for the most part, goes above ground. So it's you know, elevated train station in quotation marks. At least that's what it would be in this game. So I want the railroad to be elevated, and I don't want it to bother citizens. So I want it to stick to the ground, but still be high, if that makes sense. Or tall, I guess. Okay, that's kind of did exactly the opposite of what I wanted it to do. But that way, the noise doesn't affect people too much. And that's something that I really like. So let's make sure at least that the height is what I want it to be. Okay, I think that's a good height. And now let's make it stick to the ground. Let's just build it like this. It looks kind of ridiculous, but bear with me. It's gonna look a lot worse in a second. Then have it like this. Okay. So let's try to smoothen this out a little bit. Just a little bit. So it doesn't look like it's just a random mountain in the middle of the city. We could say that this is a dike. It's not really true, but we could in theory claim that this is a dike, and that's why it looks like this. And I mean, is anyone really gonna question it? There's a bunch of dikes here as well. Like there's one here, there's one right here. Come on, there's another one here. It's not that bad. Okay, yeah, sure. This elevation though, oh my god, this looks terrible. Let's quickly change this to be a little bit more gentle. I think that's still a very hard slope for a train. Yeah, it is. Okay, so let's go with this. Okay, 1% elevation, 1% slope. I think that's perfectly fine. That's acceptable. Okay, and now we need to figure out how we want actually the railroad to look like, or where we want it to be. That's a good question. I have a couple of alternatives. Let's try and figure out which railroad we'll use to begin with. So we could build a central station, but I don't want to do that because this is a smaller part of the city. The central rail station, or the central station, will be here, where I'll have a couple of more high density areas around this area. Because I want the, you know, the high buildings to oversee the small little suburban areas and the sea. It's kind of what I want. So I don't want to put the central station there, here, and the, like, small, low density areas. That wouldn't really help me too much. So let's think about smaller, elevated stations. So you have this one that lags my entire game. You have this one. Then you have a little bit of a more modern one, I suppose. That actually, this one in Eipenberg, something like that. It's one like this, where it goes between the roads. So this one actually looks really nice. Holy shit. So you could actually have a train station like this, and it would actually fit really well here. I could have one of these, which also looks fine. Looks completely fine. This one, I think I would favor this one a little bit less, and then you also have this one, which is also really nice. But honestly, I really want this one, so let's go with that one. Just expand the road a little bit further to the front, so it meets the train. Let's have a roundabout here at the end. Same thing for here. And then let's have this moved here. And I think that would meet the train really well. Perfect. And I think it would be fine if we have a little bridge here. Like, yeah, this looks natural if I have a little bridge here. Cool. And then let's also have a side rail here. And then we probably want the railroad to pass along here because this is already elevated anyway. So we do this real quick. Oh, that is not good. That's also not ideal. Let's build this all the way until here. I'm having some, okay, there we go. Some technical difficulties. And then I can slowly make it go down like this. And then just have it meet the terrain. Cool. And then I could probably slope this as well correctly. Because right now I feel like the slope is a little bit too high. Wonderful. 3% is a very high slope, but I don't think you can really do better than that. You can try, certainly, you can, but I don't think it's gonna look that good. Oh, this is actually worse. Okay, 2% slope. Okay, yeah, 2% slope I think for rail is... It's not good, but it's also not terrible. I think that's fine. Let's elevate this real quick. And yeah, we have our little train station. Cool. I like this. It looks very unlike any train station that I saw from the design. But I did see one train station that went under a bridge and had like, you could walk up both ways up. And I thought it was really cool. We could just decorate around it, I guess. The other thing I want around it is a bus terminal. I do have a little bus station here, but I want a bus terminal, or an intercity bus terminal to be more precise. So let's build that. Could do it right next to the train station, I suppose. Let's just plop it down and then we'll think about it later. But yeah, I just wanted the infrastructure to be there. And we'll think whether or not it fits at some point in the future. Just make sure that this has electricity. Okay, let's think a little bit. We could probably build a clinic here to attract more people to come in. Maybe the land value increases that way. Because if I could make this area more attractive, then people probably would want to come in. I also will build a couple of commercial areas here. It's a lot of commercial areas on the side of the road, but I think that's completely fine. Let's also build some high rises here and one high rise here, or high density. I keep calling it high rise, but it's not really a high rise. And then we could actually have a low communal area right here. So let's dezone this area. And let's have a low path that goes from side to side. Like this. It's not ideal. Okay, cool. And let's have a little park here. Hello. Hello. 3 hellos in a row, hey. Really wanted to say hello. Could actually also put a load charge here. And decorate around it. And we can turn it like this. Cool. Maybe even like this. Okay. Actually, how long have we been streaming for? I'm starting to get a little bit tired of running out of ideas. We've been streaming for 3 hours. I think that's enough. So I appreciate everyone that came by. It's a really good stream. At least I think so. Didn't really talk about my move at all. That's fine. We decorated a little bit of a city. And yeah. I'll post some screenshots in my Discord, so if you want that and just I don't know, remember what I did. It's mostly just for me anyway, but yeah, I'll post it on the Discord, so if you want to join. I think in the description of my video of the stream there is my Discord invite link. If not, I can post it in chat real quick. But yeah. That was it. That was a very entertaining stream. Very cool. I mostly did nothing. Okay, I got the link here. That should do it. If it's sent. I don't know. Alright, well, anyway. I'll see you guys some other time. Bye bye.